Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom from our studio at number 5 Ola Hansi Lane at Tessano. My name is Michael Obodu. Coming up, protracted land disputes at Gomwa East District of the Central Region deterring residents of the area from acquiring their own residential properties.
Told me also that it has not real for my birth. What is going on is destroying Ghana's name, image.
Gonja traditional area thrown into a state of mourning following the death of Overlord of the Gonja Kingdom, Yagbonra Boresa Tuntumba II.
Today is a black day in our history. The king of Gonja, Yagbonra Professor Tuntumba Boresa I, on the 5th of February 2023, and they will not make it.
Western North Regional Minister Richard Obeng settles age-long disputes between two communities at Bibiani and the mining community.
It is also good that I come here for the public to take notice that the mine is not running away from resettling our folks in Old Town and Zongo.
And later, we'll bring you a report on the deplorable state of the Bamahu Junior High School in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region, forcing teachers to teach in makeshift sheds.
It pains your heart that children who are growing need to be taken care of, need to have conducive space for learning, are unable to secure those conditions, and their failure is then blamed on them. It's unacceptable. So I think that it's a deplorable, it's regrettable, it's unacceptable.
Thank you for staying with us. And to our first story, some developers in the Gomwa East District say protracted land disputes are hindering the desire of residents to build their own houses in the central region. The phenomenon, which has prevailed for several years, has caused many developers to completely abandon their projects, and those who insist on embarking on them are also faced with constant intimidation from land guards. Central Regional Correspondent Calvus Tete has more in the following report.
The Gomwa East District has become notable for protracted land disputes and violent land guard activities. Several persons seeking to build their own homes in the enclave are about to abandon those dreams. Not even the passage of the Vigilantism and Anti-Related Offences Act and the subsequent passage of a bylaw to prohibit land guard activities have been able to deal with the menace. Usually, violent confrontations occur on land properties that are under dispute. Nana Bwedi is a land surveyor, and he shares with Citi News his frightening experience.
Last week, you be a drama, bush, Betchim, pa, Jimmy Phone, your friends, and Jim Bibiani. Who's a place one, Melania City, and Bim and the Papa.
77-year-old Peter Annobel, who preferred to speak off camera for safety reasons, returned from abroad permanently to reside in the country. Sadly, he visited his site only to see the entire structure he had raised completely demolished by another party.
I bought 3 plots of land. I developed the land, and I came one day to come and meet that the building now erected have been demolished. So I went to the police to go and report the matter. But the police didn't attend to me. Secondly, I went to my second land, and as I was developing it, some people came, the so-called landlords came, and gave me warning that if I continue developing the land, they will kill me. I went back to the police to go and report the same matter. And by the grace of God, I was there when the guy who gave me that warning also came to meet me at the police station there. And I showed the police, this is the guy who gave me that warning. And of course, going up and down, the police were there when the guy left. They didn't even call the guy to question him. So I am pleading to the government, especially the Inspector General of Police, that his people here at the Millennium City are doing nothing to help him.
Salamatu Musa, a cocoa seller, has lived in the area with her husband and 5 children for over 7 years. Her husband died recently, and she has been caught up in the wild land chase and is worried.
They said to them enough in Kola 5. It is for Mujes as an information in Kolan Pakoda. The veteran had 9 years in the Bushun way 9 years. But a mobile de Bia, who are no more repeat. As the same person come one, send away assassin, or my jam on the Matinam Kolan.
Majority of the areas that have been under contention are within the Millennium City area and the Gomwa East District, where 2 main developers are claiming ownership of the land. Ironically, these developers are also blaming the police for failing to stamp its authority in the enclave to bring peace to the area.
The most annoying part that if you roof your house and you want to plaster it, they will come out to pay plaster fee. If you want to make fence wall, pay fence wall fee. I've had so many cases at the police station. So many. We haven't seen any action. Assembly is trying, but he doesn't get support from police. Assembly already is supposed to help them. And one day they told me, maybe some of the policemen said that, told me also that Mr. Asma, not real, for my birth. What's going on is destroying Ghana's name, image. So it's the government. Now the president is trying to do his best, and we are not helping him. The IGP is doing his best. We are not helping him. So what do I want them to do?
Koye case for police station where I'm going in Crawford. And do anajo 8 o'clock police in the friend is here. We room from 4 to 8 or bo assassin no ban. Oko now kobuni se se abeka so abu police ni. Ye case. Obi anko police ni no ho. Eno o se fi atade no jin obi assassin ye langa de juma man. Enti ebesre se police commander ni IGP. Yesu ye koye case a police for no mo ye. Do am call commander no say commander. Makonya injunction. Omo ha me assassin no so. Omo o se ye nya abotre. Onye case ni ye de emai. Ti esre IGP say opese ofre ye nyina onfre no hu no kra ye de. Ewum.
Although the DCE for Gomwa East, Solomon Dakokwam, failed to speak on camera, he reiterated the Assembly's commitment in dealing with the land issues which had caused the death of several persons, others maimed, and losing their investment. He other wants the police to be proactive in their operations.
The King and Overlord of Gonja, Professor Suleiman Ajakpa Tuntumba Borisa II, has died. The death of the King was announced by the Registrar of the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs to Citi News at the Jakpa Palace on Sunday, February 5. Borisa, who was the president of the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs, passed in the early hours of Sunday. Traditional human rights and mourning have commenced. Citi News' Richard Fogo reports.
The late chief was enskinned as Yebungura in March 2010. Before his enskinnment as Yebungura, he was the paramount chief of the Kosogo traditional area of Gonja under the skin name Kosogora Suleiman Ajapa. He was the son of Yapegura Bakari, the son of Yebungura Mahama of Kosogo, and Mma Nyambale Chiraba. The Yebungura has been unwell for some time now. Here is the registrar of the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs, Abutu Kapori, announcing the passing of the late king to Citi News at the Japa Palace.
In the Savannah region, today is a black day in our history. The king of Gonja, Ebunra Professor Tutumba Borisa I, on the 5th of February 2023, and he will not make it. So he has been called by his ancestors to come and be part of them and work to bring development to the Savannah region. At this moment, as I speak to you, we are mourning, and culture and tradition is on display, and very soon we'll be leaving to Nyange, the capital of the Gonja Kingdom, where all the traditions and customs of Gonja will be displayed at Bibiani.
Is it possible to tell us how will the funeral go and when will the king be laid to rest?
The funeral starts from 2 p.m. today, 5th February 2023. And as you can see, we are still mourning. It will carry us to tomorrow, and tomorrow maybe by the evening, the king will be laid to rest.
So that is the traditional aspect. Will a day come where the country will be invited to come and join the kingdom to mourn?
Of course, as we unfold the funeral rites, we will have the 3 days, we will have the 7 days, we will have the 12 days, and amongst this, the leadership of the Gonja kingdom will decide which of the funeral rites that they will invite the entire Republic of Ghana to come and help them mourn the late king, Yagunwura Professor Tuntumba Boresa I.
Late Suleimana Tuntumba Boresa I is described as a peace-loving man, a unifier, and a development-oriented chief. He will be remembered for leading the Gonja state to petition for the creation of the Savannah region. Gonja land and the entire Savannah region is mourning the passing of the king and overlord of the Gonja traditional area, Tuntumba Boresa II, who is an honorary professor. The entire kingdom is in mourning, and as you can see from behind me, funeral arrangements, plans, rituals are ongoing for the overlord to be buried at Mankuma as tradition demands. The palace say more details of the funeral will be announced in due time. For Citi News, I am Richard Fogo, Japa Palace.
Calm has finally been restored at both Zongo and Old Town communities in Bibiani in the Western North region after years of conflict. The conflict between the two communities and Asante Gold Corporation resulted in the death of a number of people. Citi News' Western Regional Correspondent Stanley Brady has details in this report.
Residents of Bibiani, Zongo and Old Town are finally said to be relocated to a different place after several years of fighting with Asante Gold Corporation over their mining activities. The matter has been resolved after the Western North Regional Minister, Richard Eba Obeng, engaged with both parties for an amicable solution. In the past few years, residents of the Bibiani, Zongo and Old Town have been at loggerheads with Asante Gold Corporation for resettlement. Residents claim that the activities of the mine poses a threat on their lives and property, and therefore attacked workers of the company at their main site in the middle of last year. At least 6 persons, including a 14-year-old boy, lost their lives through the clashes. After the engagement of both parties with the regional minister, the mining company has agreed to pay compensation to beneficiaries on the 500-acre land secured at Sehi Esichiren Kwanta. Addressing the media after his visit to the proposed site for the resettlement, the minister, Richard Obeng, urged the residents to disregard claims that the mining company would not provide a new settlement, and further called on all stakeholders to play their part to fast-track the construction processes.
I have been briefed by the chairman of the company about some of these things, but it is also good that I come here for the public to take notice that the mine is not running away from resettling our folks in Old Town and Zongo. If you say things like this to people as a minister, they would love for you to show evidence of progress of work that the mines themselves have done. It gives me an indication that the mine is ready to work.
The operations manager of Asante Gold Corporation, Samuel Kwesitechi, assured that all the compensation will be paid to beneficiaries of the proposed site.
As you have also assured the company your support to get this project going forward, we also assure you that whatever it takes for us to begin right away our compensation for the affected farmers, we will do so in light of good spirit and mutual understanding to get this project started according to our time. It is so that in this week, everything will be done and dealt with, and the assurance is that, as our CEO rightly said, that he has seen a lot of resettlements in other areas. But among all these, he would want to see the resettlement for Bibiani Old Town and Zongo being one of its kind. And to say that this is in an urban environment, and for that matter, structures will be actually put up to befit the status of this place.
Meanwhile, Bright Akomia Yeboah, who spoke on behalf of the farmers and the landlords of the proposed sites, urged management of the mining company to involve them in all processes going forward. From Bibiani, Stanley Bwedi for Citi News.
The Ghana Medical Association says it will push the agenda for every district in the country to be equipped with at least one doctor. Speaking to Citi News at the Ghana Medical Association's Volta and OT Chapters Awards Night, President of the association, Dr. Frank Serebo, says the agenda will ensure doctors are posted and retained to serve in deprived areas. Citi News' Desmond Selassie-Ago has more in the following report.
According to the chairman for the Ghana Medical Association Volta and OT chapter, Dr. Kweku Epiejay, the chapter will embark on an exercise to equip each district in the 2 regions with at least one doctor. He called on his colleague doctors to accept posting to rural areas as it will be of great help.
Every district without a medical doctor in the Volta or OT region, we are going to seek funding. If you are a doctor and you decide to go and work in such a district, the division itself is going to pay you allowance for 1 year. What we fail to understand is they are not doctors, they are patients. You go to Amologa, there is no doctor, and you will have an emergency, you will die. You go to Old West, there is no doctor, and there is nobody to attend to you. So we need to make sure. So please, we'll be coming to you as colleagues. Let's all not say we want to be in the regional capital. Let us move out. Or one day, when you go for a funeral, a wedding, wakekeeping or something, where there's no doctor, that is when you see the importance of having us spread ourselves.
President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Serebo, in a Citi News interview said, governments must see to the issue of doctors' incentive and accommodation when posted to deprived areas. According to him, this will help doctors accept posting to these areas.
So it is quite an important agenda, and this is the reason why we always also call that government needs to look at the issue of deprived area incentives, so that doctors who accept postings to these deprived areas at least can rely on something, and that will boost their morale, and that can even act as a magnet so that more people can join. There is actually a document in place where all the various cadres of health sector workers sat down with government to draft, and all they need to do is implement what we have all agreed or we've all discussed. And this is to do with the fact that at least accommodation should be available for people who decide to go to these areas. Make sure that at least after some years they can access postgraduate education, whether in country or outside the country, and then look at some smaller allowances that you can give to them beyond what they receive per their salaries and conditions of service. And that is all we are asking for. We believe it's enough, and that is what we think would do the magic to attract people to these areas.
Dr. Frank Serebo, however, raised concerns on government's agenda of exporting healthcare workers to foreign countries. Dr. Serebo said this will create problems in the already challenged healthcare system in the country.
I am not for that project, and the reason why I'm not for it is that it's a job market. People have the right to go when they want to go, and people can decide to stay when they want to stay. Government taking it up makes it, there are 2 issues that may come up. One key issue is that I am sure that somehow clearance for health workers and even nurses may stop. That will mean that everything becomes centralized, and that essentially will mean you can only go out there when somebody decides that he wants you to go. And that is the first issue that I have problems with. The second issue is that I don't think the government should drive the agenda of this exodus of health workers. That is also a dangerous proposition. because already we are losing them in large numbers, and then you are also going to add to the issue of creating avenues for people to live. We may not be able to control it because essentially it's a free world. So what it means is that as government is sending people will find their own way of also going, and that will become a two-pronged attack. I dare to say that Ghana may not be able to survive it. And so it's important. We already have an agreement with Barbados, which is not a popular destination, which some nurses are going. Let's keep to that. Because opening the market to United Kingdom and United States and other places may create some challenges.
Some doctors who were recognized for their good works spoke to Citi News.
But I'm very happy to be honored as such, because it's a bit of a motivation for me. Because when we are providing our service and people recognize our work that we do, that is a motivation that drives us to even do more. So I'm very, very happy to be recognized as such. So I think that whatever challenges that come our way, we find innovative ways of overcoming it. So that is what I want to even tell colleagues and the junior ones, that even when you are working and there are challenges, we should look at the main purpose why we are doing our work is to save human life. So whatever we can do on our own, whatever innovative ways that we can put in place, we should do it. When we are doing it, one day a time like this will come and then people will recognize whatever you are doing, and then you'll be awarded. For that region, we still need more doctors, and then we still need more specialists. So I think priority to be given to the region, so that more doctors will be posted in, and then also opportunities to be given to those who are practicing here to also further their education and also become specialists, and also sub-specialists in various areas, so that we can meet the growing need of health need in this region.
Meanwhile, Dr. Kofi Efa of the Catholic Hospital in Bato in the North Town district of the Volta region emerged as the healthcare personality of the year, which was the highlight of the event and sponsored by the Member of Parliament for the North Town constituency, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa.
Reporting for Citi News, I'm Desmond Selasiago.
Now, transport operators who ply Kumasi to towns in the north say the ongoing conflict in Boko is taking a toll on their operations. Drivers and vehicle owners are lamenting how the conflict is making the bad situation worse, considering the hikes in fuel prices they are currently grappling with. Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani visited some bus terminals and reports.
Bus terminals solely meant for transporting passengers traveling to regions of the north have sprung up in parts of the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. At Krofrom, Swami and Alaba, transport operators have also acquired buses to transport passengers who travel to Boko, Pusiga and Garu due to the increasing number of indigents from these areas who live in the Ashanti region. For 38-year-old Sumaila Mohammed, who worked at this terminal as a driver for close to 8 years, the ongoing conflict in Boko is affecting operations.
But obviously, say, oh, and no about pushing this in a sea, which goes over. Nancy, I'm very 2 weeks in Muniprano, I walk while side on. And probably for a bar, Honum, I almost said cars in no more to Lumina account, and money panopra over 2 pounds to sign up. No, I'm not. Wait to me. And I'm a Bibia perform the Bibia perform. But I'm issuing it. Wait a minute, over to the car the whole day. Maybe I need to have a problem to meet up well and come back to
Managers of this terminal share a similar sentiment and lament businesses are on the verge of collapse.
Because who say Boko for Echo? Now, so against here, yeah, load Boko for Echo. Tiama, Obitumi sorry say, and ne were fun and near man Bibia Badu station. Over who I catch it and say, Bokunto Kono, Omo Tutu, no assassin near Mako, Obey Lodo. It's Bokun and Tokona Pa, and my Dumana say cry.
At the Crowfrom bus terminal, the situation is no different. On a normal day, more than 2 buses loaded with passengers could leave here for Boko, but that is no longer the case.
Like yes, me load the cars by 4, sometimes 3, 4, 5
in a day.
They Boko. I say right now they want to say 5 BS or Boko. I can't see no. Am I a Juma cry or down, especially cry 2 clients me load, especially Baku cry. See a woman do cry and to me yamma. It me the name of 2 seat car no so for 45 passengers, and so it me the name of condemned by 2 seat car. As I never found any per 30. Man can full no by 80 a mile.
Traders who also take advantage of passengers trooping to these terminals to board vehicles are also lamenting dwindling sales.
Oh, ne yakakra. Ne be but say into kwana esisi bokono. Ama esi ebedwuma ye nhunu so. Omo se into kwana so ano pant. Ama ebedwuma ye nto yade. Wo betena asa na okofi.
Says identity.
Sa into kwana nti ama omo so nko. Omo mbafo kan passengers for ne ma. So omo masa so ama ye nto yade. Omo ne ba na edwuma to bi ama ye. Ese so omo ma tu betena asa ka no kra ni tu na edin se betu. Ti basa na omo nto hye ma ye. Enu nti na ma ye se edwuma na ye basa no.
Na first na ntokwane mai ni atade pa ni nye bihwe ye ma se bibi school so number of ntokwane ntino ye bakra ye nya hwe nkofu kasinyafo no so emma.
As authorities work to bring lasting peace to troubled Boko, businesses want this done with all the needed attention.
Drivers and traders at this terminal are appealing to the government to find a lasting solution to the conflict in Boko to save their businesses. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Kumasi.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still to come. We'll bring you a report on the deplorable state of the Bamahu Junior High School in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region, forcing teachers to teach in makeshift sheds. We'll bring you the details shortly. Please don't go anywhere.
Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
It is important for husbands to support their wives who test positive for HIV when they are pregnant. The assistance I got from my husband encouraged me to follow all the guidelines given by the nurses and doctors. I gave birth to an HIV-negative child. I'm therefore appealing to all men to test for HIV and encourage their wives to do same. All pregnant women should test for HIV and follow instructions given by their healthcare providers. This will help them to have HIV-free babies. Men and women, let's work together to have an HIV-free generation.
Our children must be free to shine.
You're welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Now, despite its close proximity to Wa, the Upper West Regional Capital, the Bamahu Junior High School in the Wa municipality is in a deplorable state, compelling teachers to teach in makeshift sheds. Now, teaching and learning are disrupted by bad weather conditions because the makeshift classrooms are unable to withstand such conditions, thereby impeding teaching and learning at the school. The authorities are appealing to the government to intervene in order to safeguard the future of the pupils. Citi News' Latif Mahama has more in the following report.
The Bamahu Junior High School has a population of 231. The school is the major basic public school, serving Bamahu and the southwestern part of Wa, the Upper West Regional Capital. However, the school is in dire need of infrastructure as the existing ones are in a deplorable state. The situation has compelled authorities of the school to use these makeshift sheds to accommodate the growing population. This is the staff common room. The Parent-Teacher Association, in a bid to mitigate the situation, initiated this 2-unit classroom block after several appeals to the government fell on deaf ears.
The classes a big guy at the class hino inanka kake sampa hatin malaban jinebe sometime mo banye bunkan an gwayi ce ka bi hijo a ta ba ha class he mun hablan ka sai mu kuna ka fanfana ka santu ku darja karambu kun banci be a jin timfana kuno.
The headmaster of the school complained that the situation has increased the number of school dropouts in the school.
The number of pupils that are transferred from this school to other schools in town is just unimaginable. Then at a point too, we got to realize that we were having increment in enrollment. Then we saw the need to put up these structures as you have seen. 3 sets, 2 being used as classrooms, and then this other one used as a staff common room. It was there and then that we called for a PTA meeting. They came and then they levied themselves. And then we started doing something.
The Member of Parliament for Wa Central, in response to the situation, presented 15 packets of roofing sheets to the school.
As it is, it pains your heart that children who are growing need to be taken care of, need to have conducive space for learning, are unable to secure those conditions, and their failure is then blame on them. It's unacceptable. So I think that it's a deplorable, it's regrettable, it's unacceptable, and I want to call on government, if they were sleeping, to wake up and do a comprehensive check on what is happening in our system. We have concentrated on free senior high, and at the expense of the basic level of education, where need for intervention is completely lacking, and there's a need for us to turn attention to that. That is the reason why I brought these 15 packets of roofing sheets to enable us to roof the structure and to enable the next group of kids to be able to enter the classrooms and be able to learn. Is something we have seen to be a very committed service to the people. Bamahu GHS has been suffering a lot because of lack of classrooms, and an intervention by themselves, supported by me, enabled us to build this structure and then roof it only with wood. And there is a need for us to have adequate roofing sheets to complete the work on it. They came in their numbers to plead with me and to ask for me to support them. I told them, well, this is not something you will have to be pleading or requesting with fear that I might not be able to, I may not be willing to, because it's a commitment by myself, and especially it's my home. And so it's important that I should do something about it.
Dr. Rashid Pelpu also visited the Wa Secondary Technical School, where he presented 58 chalk boxes to students whose entire belongings got burnt in 3 separate fire incidents at the school. He also disbursed over 900,000 Ghana cedis to needy students within the Wa municipality before presenting medicine and other medical logistics to the Sombo Health Center as part of his efforts to enhance the living standards of residents within the Wa Central constituency.
Education is unsupported and young people are not supported in their education enterprise. The result is that it has a negative effect on society. Knowing this, I have made education one of my cardinal policy areas so that as much as possible, I will invest in the education of my people. And so today, I'm going to present about 47 checks to individuals who apply to me for support. It is going to be added on to about 240,000 Ghana cedis are already spent in supporting the payment of fees of our young people who are seeking help.
Reporting for Citi News, my name is Latif Mahama. Wa.
Still in education now, students of Ibrasu Methodist Primary School have been studying in a dilapidated classroom block, while students stay in this structure hoping that they will not fall victim when the building collapses. A new 6-unit classroom block that has been completed for the school is not being used because it has not been commissioned. Our Ashanti regional correspondent Fatih Aminu Ibrahim visited the school to assess the dangers the students have been exposed to because of the poor nature of the infrastructure in the school.
Started in 1937, Ibrasu Methodist Primary is the only public basic school within Ibrasu Idrasi electoral area within the Atrumakwaoma district of the Ashanti region. According to residents in the community, the school, since its inception, has not been given any proper renovation. It has thus been bedeviled with a number of infrastructural challenges, including cracked walls, inadequate classrooms, and lack of decent toilet facilities. School authorities and parents fear the lives of the students are at risk due to the current nature of the building. The assembly member for the area, Emmanuel Nyanting, has been highlighting the fears of parents and teachers at the school.
The building can collapse at any time on the children. And I think we hear of other news, we hear of these things happening. Must we wait? So that's our fear. We appeal to authorities. They should come to our aid. That is the most important thing before anything bad would happen.
While this challenge persists, what clearly worries residents and authorities of the school is that a newly completed 6-unit classroom block constructed for them has not been made available for use by authorities.
Asase ya wasase kakraka at the school. Seka etimenya structures ni bikura ama kwala no etimenya chichechi mama mwan haya msebebua. Ko se minu ko na wura class bi wa kura ohome bete. Mitisade ya ne yade a tete ye ne haya pa.
Na mo approach district education directorate mo no makasa fa honde no mo.
Ye no ane ye no mo kan ya nyame adom. Omo be yewe na akaso mbe commission amaye. Commission and the year can send Mother Roma. So more we dear and come back to me a commission my intem. Now Colano be it may be a call on me and boy.
I would say it's about a year ago that they completed. But from source, I think they are through with everything. So hopefully, latest by next month, I believe they will commission it so that they can use it.
After some parts of the building collapsed, authorities then moved students in that particular class to occupy one of the classrooms in the new structure, which is yet to be commissioned for use following its completion. Now, due to the infrastructural deficit facing this school, some of the students are sometimes compelled to study under the mango tree outside. But for now, this church premise is where 3 classrooms study. Over here is the KG1. And if you look at my extreme right, that is the class 1. And over here is also class 2. all these 3 classes have to share this church premise due to the challenges of this school. The assistant head teacher of the school, Florence Boedi, has been stressing how the school has been dealing with the situation. If you don't use the church building, where do you sit?
We go out to sit under the mango tree. That's where we take the KG people to, so that we will sit there. For that one, it was very difficult because we don't have access to the chalkboard to do whatever we are supposed to write. But there we will be sitting there and singing our rhymes and reciting poems. But if we come to the classroom, it becomes a challenge, because even here too, we find it difficult to sing, because with the KG, we need to sing rhymes for them to become so happy. But if we do that, it will be affecting the 2 classrooms too, because we can't make noise, shouting and jumping, clapping, and it will be affecting the other class. So at times we even don't sing at all, whilst the other 2 are teaching. So we need to be silent and do our drawing and others. So here it's very difficult for us for sharing the same classroom with 2, let's say one church building for 3 classrooms is very a big challenge to us.
Due to the infrastructural deficits and Ibraso Methodist Primary being the only public institution serving primary pupils in the area, most of the classrooms are overcrowded. Now one will imagine that this is perhaps an assembly where various students from about 4 to 5 classrooms have been combined, but that is not the situation. This is class 6 of Ibraso Methodist Primary A. And from Monday to Friday, about 100 students have to sit here to study. The situation is worrying for both parents and teachers. The school's management committee has called on authorities to improve the infrastructural situation of the school, including providing a toilet facility for them.
Toilet and so now you DHS dear and your primary school dear. You say, as I am fancy anything. Around 1 more around to me back toilet to a banner be a watum grab a banner boo. Germany in us, they say, school you need toilet, and no crana primary school ha a pity for a buyer. Yes, you see a ball round Ruby near pay but a closet in BC so near the man Colano. You need toilet to a Colani in a toilet to a room about sounds one more.
Attempts to reach the district chief executive for the area and other relevant stakeholders on the matter proved unsuccessful. Now parents, teachers and students want authorities to ensure that this 6-unit classroom block is made available for use in order to help avoid the dangers associated with using the current dilapidated structure they are in. For Citi News, Fatih Amin Ibrahim. Ibraso Methodist Primary A School, Achuma Kwahoma District.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still to come. English Premiership Club Manchester City partners Xylem Africa and Play Soccer Ghana to provide potable drinking water to residents of Dihia and Fantapim in the central region of Ghana. We'll bring you details of that story in a bit. Please stay with us.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook, I can paint. You like no other. Indomie, you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This effort is FDA approved.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, Pamini, bank and I'm not say another Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share maman. Just say, very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
You're welcome back. Over 2,000 residents of Dihia and Mfantsipim in Cape Coast will benefit from potable drinking water after English Premiership Club Manchester City partners Xylem Africa and Play Soccer Ghana to support them. The project, according to the Premiership Club, is a way of using football to transform society. Central Regional Correspondent Calvis Tete has more in the following report.
The project, according to residents of these two communities, will reduce the burden on having to search for potable drinking water and its associated health implications. English Premiership giants Manchester City, as part of giving back to society, have partnered with Xylem Africa and Play Soccer Ghana to use football as a tool to transform society. According to Julian Lescott, who played as a centre-back for Manchester City during his playing days and now an ambassador for the project, he is hoping that football will go beyond being just a sport, but as a transformation tool to change society. According to him, although he comes from a privileged background, championing such an initiative to bring water to deprived communities in Ghana gives him fulfillment, thus urging residents to endeavor to maintain the project.
I've been a partner with Man City for a number of years, so the opportunity to work with them, and I said in there that football is a universal language, and it is the case. The Premier League in general in Africa is a huge league, a huge attraction for everyone, and inspiration for a lot of kids and a lot of generations. So if that can play a part in educating them and making them safer and healthier, then great. And we're using that opportunity now to bring water to local community. In regards to the next 5 years is the sustainability of the projects that we've been a part of. We were educating, it was asked in there, how are we looking to maintain it and maintenance, and it's educating the people that are going to look after it. The responsibility can't be on one person, it can't be on the kids, it can't be on the staff that know it, or us as people that have actually put it up. It's kind of a collaboration of everyone. As long as we're all educated in how and what it should look like, and don't abuse it, because, as I said, it's important for the younger generation to have access. Not just the cleanliness of the water, but the accessibility. Obviously, something I take for granted and we take for granted back in the UK, but coming to the communities out here and seeing that it's not accessible as I have, but now it will be to a large group of people is, as I said, is something that I couldn't pass upon the opportunity to be a part of.
For partners such as Xylem Africa and Play Soccer Ghana, their partnership with English Premiership giants will see greater development emerging from this.
You know that in Africa, more than a third of the population do not have access to safe water. So this project is part of us trying to close the gap, trying to provide to this village, to this community, access to safe water, to raise awareness of the scarcity of water, and to also provide education in terms of hygiene and how to make good use of water.
Okay. Interventions are mainly focused on using football curriculum to deliver life skills interventions, and we have incorporated into this curriculum issues on sanitation, issues on water, issues on self-esteem, issues on resilience. And currently our interventions are in 6 regions in Ghana, and our programs are delivered through community volunteers.
Former Manchester City player Julian Lescott has partnered some institutions to bring hope to persons living around Dehia and some surrounding communities. Water they bring to these people living in this community, and they are hoping that the water will go a long way to address the needs of persons in this community. Calvin Stete, Citi News, Cape Coast.
Well, that will be all for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Citi TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe.